Welcome to Reading the Grid with Aaron and Ina. Each week, we explore the stories behind books, movies, and shows that highlight history of this dynamic sport. Buckle up for a fast-paced journey through Formula One. Now let's jump into it. This week, we're shifting gears and zooming in on the destination experience of F1 with a special look at the Miami Grand Prix. From luxury hospitality to cultural crossovers, this race has quickly become one of the most high-profile stops on the calendar. Joining us is Sonia Fong, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at MDM Hotel Group and former executive at the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau. Sonia is a longtime friend of mine. It's a very full circle moment as our worlds collide, Formula One, Miami, and the hospitality industry all in one conversation. With her unique perspective from both the tourism and hospitality worlds, Sonia takes us behind the scenes of what it really takes to host a global event like F1, from hotel strategy and citywide coordination to how Miami curates a fan experience that blends sport, culture, and luxury. This episode goes beyond the paddock to explore how Formula One transforms an entire city.
Sonia, thank you so much for joining us. We are thrilled to have you to share your insights with us. Let's start with your interest in Formula One. Have you been introduced to it before getting involved with it professionally from the hospitality perspective?
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to have a conversation. Before Formula One came to Miami, I was not a huge fan. I would see it on TV and listen to some of my friends talk about it when the race goes on around the world. But having the event taking place in Miami, it's on another level because you're in it, you live it, you feel it, you smell it. It's exciting to have this event in Miami.
If we take a step back and look at the Miami experience in particular, what does it take for a city like Miami to prepare for an event of this scale?
We are an international city. We host global events on an annual basis. In general, our hotels, our community, our entire infrastructure is already built to welcome world-class events like F1.
How does it differ from, say, if you were prepping for the Super Bowl to the Grand Prix?
There is a little different in terms of the fan. Obviously, Super Bowl, being that is mainly in the United States. Miami is one of the few cities, I believe, that hosts the most Super Bowls in one city hosted. F1 being global, right? You got global attendance. One of the beautiful things about Miami is the Miami International Airport has the capability of receiving such large international audience that have direct flights from many countries all over the world. We are known as the gateways to America, to Europe, and the Caribbean. Domestically, we have a direct flight anywhere in the US. And as we continue to grow and welcome international events such as F1 and others, every year the Miami International Airport have new airlines that will join the force. So it provides easy accessibility for anybody that wants to come to Miami.
Do you think Miami is able to absorb these new fans? Because a couple of months ago, I was actually in Miami and there was gridlock in Miami proper getting to the airport. So I'm just wondering, do you think Miami has enough infrastructure to handle additional influx?
Very good question. Every year, I know the local leadership here try to improve the infrastructure. When you come to Miami now, you will see a lot of changes and constructions in the highway because 2026 we will be hosting the World Cup. It's a huge, huge honor to be part of that elite. And it's a major focal point to improve the local infrastructure. A lot of our main artery routes are being expanded. So the local community and government is taking that into consideration. Yes, it can be frustrated when you're trying to get to a place and everybody is out at the same time. We also have public transits. Our local residents are taking advantage of. So as Miami continue to grow and attract global events, they are strategically planning to ensure that the experience will be elevated.
We talked a little bit about F1 bringing in guests from around the world. How do the Miami hotels, restaurants, and cultural hotspots gear up for that level of attention?
Everyone gets excited, just like you organizing a big party in your own home, right? Because you want to make sure that you're ready. Hotel wise, it's in my corner. We have strategies. How far in advance? How is it trending? In particular, this year, we were a little concerned. First quarter, January, February, we didn't see a lot of a pickup, but the last few weeks, it has shifted. That's the beauty about Miami. A lot of things happen last minute. I think it's also because of the culture. Hotel occupancy will be high. So being top of the line, the JW Marriott, Marriott brand, we make sure that our guests, when they come, it's a full experience. We make sure that we have enough attendance, whether it's at the restaurant, whether it's at the check-in, front desk. Being that the Formula One has been here a few years now, business owners and hotels, everybody's ready, right? It's almost like it's second nature. In terms of restaurants, the scene is unbelievable. Every day there's new restaurant opening. We have a few restaurants in our hotel and we constantly find ourselves competing, of course. But that's the game, right? You always have to differentiate from the competitors. The nightlife. One beautiful thing about Miami is no matter where you go, there's a little community, there's a little neighborhood, right? So even though F1 would take place at the Hard Rock Stadium, it's about 6-7 miles from downtown, 20 minutes, depending on traffic. But whether you're on the beach, whether you're in downtown Brickell, Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, there's always activities because each community, each neighborhood embrace the fact that there's an event in the city and the energy is very different. And so, yeah, I think Miami, the diversity, the vibe, the energy, it's poised to welcome global events and international appearance. And it's very fun.
You mentioned some experiences that have been created to highlight the Formula One weekend. Are there any standout packages or experiences that you can point to that were specifically created for Formula One?
Formula One has a lot of experiences, packages that you could experience and pursue. There will be weekend packages, 3 days passes, including accommodations from a hotel to the arrival, getting to the stadium. I think it's also dependent on each person's financial means. The sky's the limit, to be honest. I have been at the arena when this event happened, but it is VIPs of all levels.
If you were to curate the most VIP experience for someone with an unlimited budget, what would you suggest for how they would completely enjoy the F1 Miami experience?
I think the arrival piece and the behind the scene that a lot of people are not able to afford that experience. The behind the scene is number one, scene where they change, where they get ready. Those are, and what blows my mind is like, wow, whenever you have financial means like that, you could get that experience. Obviously, the suites, not only the space, but the food and beverage offering, everything top notch. To me, that will be key, do the behind the scene pre-race and how see the entire team get ready and motivate themselves, stay focused. It's very thrilling. Being in it, the sound, the energy, the intensity, all of that makes up the whole experience very, very unique. And you mount all these amazing celebrities that are from all over the world and you rubbing elbows with them. I think to me that would be one of the best experiences that you can have.
I'd agree with you on that one. That would be pretty special.
In the conversation we had before we recorded, you mentioned that for the Miami Open tennis tournament, you had players stay in JW and the Marquee, and then there are special events that are planned prior to the tournament start. Is that something similar that you would ever consider doing for Formula One?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mentioned the experience being on site behind the scene. And thank you for bringing this up because it's very special to me because Miami Open, we just literally wrapped up 2 weeks ago. We had the opportunity and the honor to host some of the top players, number one, number two. We did something very unique. We took the opportunity when they arrived before the Miami Open kick started. We had a very VIP experience with 6 players. Carlos Alcaraz was with us, and Belinda Belchic, Tomas Echeverres, Felix, and Ina. You could finish the last name. I can never say the last name.
Ajer Aliassim.
Beautiful. And this young lady, who is also someone that I met the year before she won the gold Olympics, she made history from China. She was also part of that whole elite tennis players experience that we have. We welcome them. We make it very casual, fun. We had a DJ. We had throughout the venues, we have screens with pictures when they were young, video of themselves, right? It's another way to engage our VIP clients that we were trying to give them an experience. And that's a way of connecting. We were able to find photos of the players when they were younger, how they started, the time that they won, the trophies. It was very special. And to make it very exclusive, of course, and you have that one-on-one with the athlete. And we also provided that one-on-one experience. We had photos taken, and all of them, this is off the court, right? Because you never know who they are off the court. Very friendly, very accommodating, and they connected with our customers. Everybody that left there probably didn't have business with me at the beginning, but now they're going to think about me like, hey, Sonia, we want to do business with you, right? So those are also the advantages of whatever you provide that experience. It allows future opportunities, future collaborations that you probably didn't have before. I would love to invite you, Erin and Ina, next year when Miami opens, we could take it to another level with you two being my PR, advertising, social media, all that platform that will
We'd
help
love to do that,
my
Sonia.
brand.
First of all, thank you so much,
Yes.
but it's now part of official invitation. So we
Yes.
definitely
Yes,
take it
and
off.
you are invited, and I can't wait to welcome you. You will both be my VIPs. So
Wow.
let's do that next year, March 2026. I'll be awaiting for your arrival.
We'll be
Oh, wow.
there. Don't you worry. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
there's any F1 drivers listening and you're not staying in any of Sonia's properties, I'd say, given the VIP welcome that they roll out, you should be.
Well, actually, Erin, I was going to ask if we all should take a turn and come up with which Formula One drivers we would want to have for that experience. What do you think?
I mean, really, there's not many that I would say no to.
Remember, next year, there's going to be 22 on the grid. So we
I
have
know.
expanded the field.
So we don't know who the Cadillac drivers are, but I'm hearing strong rumors that Sergio Perez would be there. So I think Checo would be fantastic.
He would be perfect for Miami.
Yes, he would be perfect for Miami, Sonia, if you can get Checo, if he does confirm for Cadillac.
Noted.
Obviously, the Ferrari team, we need Lewis and Charles to be there.
How are they not already signed up? I don't know.
Exactly. Team Ferrari, this is your call out.
Because they always do special livery. So this is perfect. If their livery especially matches the brand colors of the hotel. Synergy.
Last year they did, well, it was like Dynaco blue from the movie Cars. Like
So
it really
doesn't
was
match
not.
anything.
This year it's white and red. Lando would be fun.
Oh, he loves
Yes.
Miami.
He's a
Oh.
party boy.
Yes. Well, he's not partying this year, but maybe next year he'll be more in the partying mood. And I think because he has such good memories of winning last year,
Well, that was his first Grand Prix win.
As much as I love Oscar, he's just will not give you much. I mean, I'm sure he'll be professional and polite, but
I think
not
George
the
would
most
almost be too polite for Miami. If I'm thinking about Miami,
Albon.
Albon would
Albon
be
and
fun.
Sainz. I mean, Tim Williams would be good.
Yeah. So I'd say if you can get Williams, McLaren, and Ferrari,
Noted.
that'd be so fun.
Also, our building, the JW Marquis, is right across from the Austin Martin residence. So
You have to get them.
just because my real estate is right across from that real estate, I know this year some accommodation are being arranged in the building across from our hotel.
Synergy, and you know that's the team that has the money. So you definitely want to be as close to them as possible, physically and otherwise. And by the way, Erin, I don't know if you heard this, but apparently Adrian Newey, their star designer, is not attending meetings or answering emails, but he apparently is building that winning car. Sonia, do not reach out to him for any collaboration because obviously he's focusing on the car. But I just think That's the team that can make a lot of things happen.
Well, I think next year is going to be really big for Aston Martin. They have Papa Stroll in his wallet, Fernando Alonso, Adrian Newey is going to design their car, Lance, and there's chitter chatter that Max is potentially going to Aston Martin. So you could have a Max
Really?
Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Papa Stroll,
Okay.
or
Aaron,
Max. I'm still convinced of this.
I'm not sure he will leave Red Bull in 2026. However, if he goes to Aston Martin, Aaron and I have a disagreement of who he will replace. So I'm not sure Alonso will still be part of Aston Martin. But if he is, he said 2026 is his last year. So he has to go out big.
Well, he corrected that. He said he will stop racing by the time he's 50. He's definitely racing this year and next year, and then he'll determine it as he goes.
I kind of want him to keep competing. Like, I don't care. He's 70, 80. Keep going.
I like that, I think I'm like that too. Like, why stop, right?
If he's really into it and he's still extremely competitive, I mean, he doesn't have a competitive car. That's the problem, but hopes for the future. But he's beating his teammate pretty decisively. He can keep going and going and going.
He's in the gravel.
But what I'm saying is, until he gets to that level, let him stay.
Fair.
Because
Totally
it's
fair.
funny because Lewis Hamilton, he's not having the best year yet. We're still hoping. Maybe even the next race, he'll show us something. But in any case, a lot of stories have mentioned his age, which I don't appreciate because I honestly don't think that's his major issue. Not saying it's not a factor, it's just not a major issue. And every counter argument brings in, well, what about Alonso? He's even older, and look at him. Like, not an issue, and adapts to cars as easily as he did when he was young.
Sonia, what is your favorite part of F1 in Miami for the weekend or leading into it?
Being a people person, definitely seeing the amount of different style, the diversity that comes in that week. And when I'm out there, I love to people watch. That's really one of my favorite parts, right? And you could have conversation and you can learn about the people that are not from Miami. Why are they here? It's always a great storytelling, vice versa, to learn from them. I think the people that makes the event so amazing, the energy that we all share, the thrilling, everybody is there to have fun. So my favorite part would be seeing the people having fun and being part of that noise that makes your adrenaline, go to another level. It's just exciting, very thrilling.
Is there a team or driver in particular that you look forward to seeing when you're at the race?
I look forward to the Ferrari team.
Us too.
You're on the right podcast for that.
I look forward to that, and hopefully I get to drive one day.
So our goal is to do a hot lap. Are
Let's
you familiar
do
with
that.
a hot lap? Who would you want as your driver to take you on a hot lap?
I would say Lewis Hamilton.
That's an excellent choice.
I was going to say Aaron will definitely agree with that.
I'm a Lewis Hamilton fangirl. I have been since 2021. So I think that's an excellent choice.
You'll be in safe hands for sure.
Definitely. That man's consistent. My backup choices are actually Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri because they're safe and consistent. So I have one.
I like Aaron's take, safe and consistent, but then at the same time.
Yeah, my favorite driver is the other Ferrari driver, Charles Leclerc, but I don't want to do a hot lap with him because he has the worst luck. If something could still go wrong, and I'd rather have predictability so that I know that I end the hot lap as safely as I started.
Exactly.
I think we share something in common here,
I'm willing to take on the adrenaline rush as long as I mitigate my risk factors a little bit.
I love it. Everything calculated. But the main thing is to have fun, right?
Exactly.
So I have another question for you about the fake pool in the marina for the yacht. Do you have any insider scoop on this?
I'm going there this Saturday, and I'm going to do a little exploring. Maybe at the next version, I could confirm, but I'm not going to share that opinion yet.
Okay. All right. We'll circle back on that one because it kind of cracks me up on the fake boat marina. And then they might leave it because it's just turned into a popular meme. So I don't know, but
anything could be real. Anything, right?
I guess it's all perspective or illusion, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if this was Las Vegas, I could almost, well, obviously since it's in the desert, but I'm just saying like that vibe would be totally fake. With Miami, you hope for real, but you never know.
We will look forward to our revisit so you can give us your official take on the
Sounds good.
marina.
You mentioned that you love people watching, and I'm with you when there's that opportunity. This could be, almost like a popcorn moment where you're like, okay, what happens
Yes.
next? In terms of if we take it up a notch and like include celebrities, has there been not necessarily connected to Formula One, but what was your best celebrity encounter?
Well, being in Miami, a lot of them live here. I would say Derek Jeter. I know he's a baseball, but very, very handsome, good energy, very down to earth. Nothing. He loves our hotel, and our hotel loves him.
Oh,
I was
good.
gonna say that's
Yeah,
perfect.
so there's a connection there. I've seen a lot of people, and he's one of my favorites in Miami. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like it.
Have there been any encounters with celebrities that you expected something more? You don't have to name names.
I mean, anything could happen in Miami, and there's always one or two that when you least expect, it's never a dull moment. I think in their minds, right?
Mhm.
They are celebrities. They could say or act certain way, but I don't agree because in the end, we're all humans. But I think that's something that you will see in Miami a lot. But it's fun. It's part of the
It's
whole,
part of the hype.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Perfect.
one thing that I also love about, I mentioned about people watch,
Mhm.
right? Like the fashion sometimes. Wow, I never thought of that. It actually looks good, but I never thought of it. And it could be like dramatic. It's always dramatic, right?
Mhm.
Very tastefully done. And that when they're tastefully done, like, oh, I'm gonna copy that. So yeah, that's another thing that I enjoy watching is the fashion. So yeah, that's another part that is exciting.
Sonia is one of the most fashionable people that I know. Every time I see her, she looks absolutely stunning from head to toe. So, Sonia, we're very big on manifesting things to come true on this podcast, especially with podiums. You have been so fortunate to get to do so many high-end VIP things. I've been lucky enough to have the VIP treatment at the South Beach Food and Wine Festival, which was phenomenal. If there is an event that you haven't done that you would want to do that would be like on your own Miami bucket list to do or bring someone in to show them the city.
Yes, I think it's cliche. I would say the Met Gala. We don't have a Met Gala in Miami. I think it's time we should have a Met Gala in Miami.
We, first of all, yes, but Aaron, you know who's one of the
Lewis Hamilton
curators.
is one of the co-hosts this year for the Met Gala.
How can we get close to him this year?
He'll
Because I'm
be
gonna
in
do my
Miami
homework,
next
okay?
weekend.
You
So
Yes,
there's your chance.
You've got to
I
figure out
have
how
my
to get
chance.
access to him next week. And
Yes.
I would pick up Vogue because he's on the cover and it has a whole article about him being the co-host of the Met Gala. So that could be your in on how to
I'm
get.
gonna pick up a copy first before I go next week.
Yes.
And I'm gonna call every courtesy I can have. So we're conversing right now. And I love our energy. I think next year for any sporting events, not only F1, obviously we have the World Cup in 2026. And throughout the year, we have basketball, football, hockey, we have baseball. So it's a town that never sleeps. But definitely let's do Miami Open and F1 2026. I can't wait for your audience to experience that live
Us too. That's going to be
broadcast.
so
Oh,
fun for everybody.
that is perfect.
It's going to be an amazing treat.
Well, I will help you plan the itinerary from breakfast at a little cafecito in the corner here in the corner in Miami. And we could go to every single neighborhood that has so much to offer. And everywhere you go is going to be a different experience. And you would know that you're in Miami. That's the beauty of it.
I think we need to talk to Aston Martin. They let Gabi Dalkin take in Aston Martin to do a taco food tour in LA. Aston Martin should let us take a tour of Miami.
Yes. And it would not disappoint.
No,
I
I mean,
bet.
how
Yeah.
fabulous would that be? So
Yeah.
I guess I should take back the Lance Stroll and the gravel comment.
Exactly.
But
Right.
it's true. He ends up in the gravel. All right,
We
Ina,
say it
you-
with love. We want
I
him to do what he
do.
loves. And
Well,
speaking of Lance, he loves tennis.
he
So,
does. He's a big
you know.
tennis fan.
And he's one of the best tennis players they have on the grid. So I'm all for him turning his attention to tennis.
Another idea for you, Sonia, to work on this with some of your connections. Host a F1 player paddle tournament leading into the F1.
They're
And
also
Erin,
into golf.
I love that idea, Erin. That
Yeah.
would be fantastic.
Yeah, they do it on their off time, which is for the week before the race.
Yeah.
And they're so competitive that if one of them does it, everyone's going to jump in just to show that they're better. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
I think you guys just gave me a lot of homework to do when I'm there next week. You know, I
Good.
love to be challenged like that. I love when someone give me an idea and project and we could make it realistic is how you work your network. So I'm excited.
Sonia,
I think
if
We are
anyone could make
manifesting
the,
it for you.
if anyone could make those ideas come to life, it would be you.
oh, thank you, thank you. But you know, I rely a lot of people that I know. So I'm gonna give credit to the network that I have that are unbelievably supportive.
That's it for today's episode. Huge thank you to Sonia Fong for joining us and giving us such a fun and insightful look at what goes into making the Miami Grand Prix such a standout on the F1 calendar and giving us such a beautiful perspective of how amazing Miami is for any sport or entertainment event. From hospitality strategy to citywide planning, it is clear that the magic of race weekend goes way beyond the track.
Sonia, thank you so much. It was a delight having you, and I know we will see you in Miami soon. And for those of you who are traveling to Miami for either the Grand Prix, leisure, or business, be sure to look at the MDM portfolio of properties in Miami, Florida. You will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update.
Would also love to hear from you, whether it's your thoughts on today's episode, your suggestions for F1 books, shows, or movies to explore, or a shout out to your favorite F1 city or Grand Prix destination. Connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or X, or drop us an email at readingthegrid@gmail.com. We want your ideas to fuel this podcast, so don't be shy.
Thanks for joining us on Reading the Grid. Keep your engines running and your pages turning. Until next time.